Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream. This is Everything DC Marvel and more, and today we are going over the San Diego Comic-Con 2023 full schedule breakdown. I'm very excited. I'm just going to get this part out of the way. For those who do not know, San Diego Comic-Con is probably one of the biggest events that I do cover. The most popular video on my channel has 1,000 views. And that was actually a San Diego Comic-Con 2022, so last year for the Warner Brothers theatrical panel. So San Diego Comic-Con holds a pretty special place with my channel. Before I get into everything, if you are enjoying, please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to always be notified whenever I have a future live stream. And we'll just get right into it because we kind of have a lot, and I mean a lot to go over. So let's just get right into it. Panels. So we have 3 topic points. We have panels. Topic point 2 will be booths and signings. So like signing schedules when you have famous people signing stuff and booths. And then topic point 3 will be our personal live stream schedule for how we're going to be covering San Diego Comic-Con 2022 or 2023. Sorry. First thing to note, because of the actor strike, writer strike, and everything, this is a little bit more. This panel, I would say, is a little bit more. Schedule is a little bit more on the down low, I would say. Next year, I would hope it's going to be a lot bigger, but let's just get right into it. And I'm going to explain a little bit about how this is going to work. So let me take this 1 second. That's not what I want. I want this. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's put this right here, and then I'm going to go to the side. That won't work. I'll go there. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, some of these have a red background over it. The red border means that it is a panel that's kind of important, I would say, and I'm going to be reading the full description. The other ones, like right here, that does not, you can't see my mouse, but basically, oh no, you can see it kind of. So like the first one on Thursday, that one we will not. I will be reading the title and the time, but I will not be reading the description just because it will take so much longer. But if you want, you can feel free to, when the live stream's over, you can rewatch the live stream and you can read some of those descriptions. If there is something that I didn't highlight and you're like, hey, that seems kind of important, maybe I'm kind of talking about something and then on your own you read something really quickly, like maybe right now because I'm talking, maybe you read Marvel Classics for the Next Generation fans panel and you're like, hey, you don't have that highlighted, but that seems kind of important. Feel free to put in the chat, hey, this Thursday panel seems kind of important. You didn't really talk about it. Then I'll be sure to talk about that. So, let's start. And yeah, so first up we have Wednesday, and it is the return of the Warner Brothers television screenings. So Comic-Con and Warner Brothers Television proudly continues our annual preview night tradition featuring the world premiere of the highly anticipated series Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake, alongside all new episodes of Riverdale and Teen Titans Go, and screenings of Mrs. Davis and Superpowered the DC Story. So that is from 6 p.m. to 9:30. And I'm not going to be saying locations except if it's so as you can see on the sides, on the right, it has locations for rooms. I will not be saying the locations unless they are the 5. So there's 5 main rooms in San Diego Comic-Con. The first biggest room in order, it goes Hall H, Ballroom 20, the Indigo Ballroom, room 6 BCF, and then finally room 6 A. So those are the five biggest rooms. So if a panel has one of those, then I will be covering and I'll be telling you what it is. Again, this is not the full schedule. If you want the full schedule, I will put it in the description. I just every year it's kind of a tradition that I started last year. I make schedules with DC, Star Wars, and Marvel, and some other content. So if there's like Lego in there, I include that. But mainly, I keep it those three different universes, and then I put all the panels based on those. So obviously, there is a bunch more panels. This year, I also tried to include every single Ballroom 20, Hall H, um, Indigo Ballroom, all of those, every single one, regardless if it has anything to do with Marvel, DC, or Star Wars, just because those are in general big panels. Like for example, there's a like Snoopy, like um, like Charlie Brown or whatever panel that's in room 6 BCF, and because that is in the top five, I included it. Even though it has nothing to do. So that's why some panels are in there. And I didn't include all of them, just some that like, well, I don't know, that seems kind of cool, so I'm just gonna include it. But the point is there's there's a lot of panels I didn't include, but there's a lot of panels I did include. So let's start. So Wednesday, yep, the Warner Brothers television screenings. That's it for Wednesday. If you do remember, so Wednesdays, um, it's mainly the booth night, so there's a lot of booth and like signings and stuff like that on Wednesday night, and there's really only this one panel. I think there is two panels, but the other one has nothing to do with anything that I cover on this channel. But this is like the one thing that we do cover, and it's on Wednesday, and it's mainly the only thing that's on Wednesday. So let's go to Thursday. So um, from 10 a.m. to 11, do you want to build a droid, aka Droid Building 101? And then from 10 to 11, the Marvel Classic for the next generation and fans. And then these are all from 10 to 11 a.m. Then we have a spotlight on Barbara. I'm not sure to say that last name, but something to note too, there's also multiple spotlights. So those are where it's like one person that kind of talks about their career. And I didn't include a lot of spotlights, only ones that are really big, like Jim Lee. There's a spotlight. A lot of people know him, the not president of DC, well, I guess president of DC Comics. And then also, like, I know when Stan Lee was still alive, they had spotlights on Stan Lee and stuff like that. So those I would include, but just kind of less known people I didn't include. So that's just something to know too. And then now we're starting at our 10:30 to 11:30 times. So building the DC universe on Webtoon. And then this one is a highlighted one from 10:30 to 11:30 Lego. I had a dreams last night about Ninjago. And then I will read the description. So again, this is in room 6 BCF, one of those main big rooms. So learn all about Lego Dreams, a new content IP that launched in May. The panel will be hosted by Keith Malone, along with voice talent Sarah Jeffrey. I won't read a lot of those. Basically, it's a panel for Ninjago. So if you like that Lego show, I would come to watch that panel. And then again from 10:30 to 11:30, Miss Marvel and the Power of Representation. And then from 11 a.m. to noon, fan favorites, the heroes we love. And then we have a lot of highlights. From 11 to 12:30, we have Max Original Animation Panel in Ballroom 20, which is the second biggest room at San Diego Comic-Con. So Max Original Animation celebrates new and returning animated series, including an expansion of Adventure Time Universe, Adventure Time Fiona and Cake, a new animated series, Young Love, based on the characters from Matthew Cherry and Sony Pictures Animation Oscar-winning animated short, Hair Love, and a preview. And this is where some of the stuff that we cover comes in, and a preview of the upcoming 4th season of the fan favorite Harley Quinn. The panel will feature exclusive sneak peeks, surprise panelists, and more. So pretty exciting. And then from 11:15 to 12:15 in the Indigo Ballroom, so the third biggest room at San Diego Comic-Con, the ninth annual Music Anatomy of where was I? Of a superhero film and TV composer panel. So moderated by Michael, I'm not sure to say that last name, who's in the Batman, Spider-Man No Way Home, Thor Love and Thunder. So a bunch of these people like Agatha, Coven of Chaos, Shazam Fear of the Gods, Amy and the Wasp Quantumania, The Marvels, Miss Marvel, What If, The Flash, Shazam, Agent Carter, Gotham Knights, Pennyworth, Gotham, a bunch of people from those shows discuss the challenges of creating the musical landscape for or of the superhero genre. The composer explained the process through unreleased music and video clips from upcoming and recently released projects. So, main thing from here, upcoming projects. So we get some music from some upcoming projects. So, like for example, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which has not came out yet, and like the Marvels, which hasn't come out yet. We may get some music from those well, it would be original music that they create just for the show. So that's really cool. Um, and then from 11:30 to 12:30, adapting stories to graphic novels. And then from 11:30 to 12:30, between two Toms, DC's Tom King, who worked on Wonder Woman, and Tom Taylor, Titans, kick off San Diego Comic-Con together by discussing comics and more. Joining them are people from Titans and Batman the Brave and Bold. So, yeah, pretty exciting. And then this is the first Hall H panel, which, if you guys don't know, that is the biggest San Diego Comic Con room, Hall H. And the first one for the whole event is from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Friday and is the Paramount Pictures Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Paramount Pictures brings a panel discussion and footage presentation with filmmakers. And then from 12 to 1 p.m., from script to screen, behind the camera of storytelling across diverse mediums, step into the world of film, television, comics, musicals, and more with the industry professionals who brought them to life. Go behind the scenes and gain insight into how every element of storytelling process creates an unforgettable audience experience, featuring writer and composer Joe Aikens, songwriter and composer. So basically just talking about how TV shows or films came to be. And then from 12 to 1, the Indiana Jones and the Nexus of Archaeology, History, and Punching. I'm not sure how to say that, but basically an Indiana Jones panel. And then from 12 to 1 is the Bionic Hands in the Real World. Luke Skywalker, Link, and the Winter Soldier all use bionic hands. So find out what it's like to create and use real bionic hands. So yeah, pretty cool. And then from 12 to 1, Star Trek More Bold Than Ever Before. And then 12 to 1 p.m., the pitching hour. This one, I'm not sure why I highlighted it. I'm not going to read it, though, just because it's not really that big of a panel. 12 to 1 again, we have the power of costume, how designers inspire the world. And then from 12:30 to 1:30, Jack Kirby, but not superheroes. If you guys don't know, Jack Kirby worked with Stan Lee and worked on Marvel comics. And then from 12:45 to 1:45, they have a Gotham City panel. Whether it's in the past, present, or future, Gotham City has been the backdrop for where was I? For some of the great stories in DC history featuring Batman, his allies, and his foes. Join DC storytellers Tom Kane and more, and others to find out what's to come for the Dark Knight and the other DC superheroes and supervillains who make Gotham City the place to be in the DCU. And then from 1 to 2 p.m., Braving the Elements Live, which is Benders Unite, Avatar, Braving the Elements, the official Avatar The Last Airbender companion. So like a Avatar um, panel. Pretty cool. And that is in room 6BCF, so one of those big rooms. From 1 to 2, bridging the digital gap between comics, publishers, and libraries. And then here, just because this is taking a little bit longer than I expected, we are going to go I'm not going to do times anymore, just because you guys can see on the left is the time, on the right's the room. I'm just going to read the titles so we can go through it a little bit faster. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a drink of water. So, fan favorites behind the scenes of Yellow Jackets, Gotham Knights, I Am Virgo, and more. The creative minds between some of the biggest TV and movie projects reveal how they bring fan favorite stories to life. Um, So yeah, that's basically it. And one of those you can see is Gotham Knights. So the costume designer of Gotham Knights will be talking in this panel. So if you like Gotham Knights and you like the CW Arrowverse shows, this would be a panel to go to if you are attending San Diego Comic Con. 1 to 2 p.m. How to boldly go into the Star Trek universe. On the mic podcast live from Comic Con. We have a spotlight on John Romita Jr., the Human Fly Real Life Hero Returns, the Hasbro Transformers Generations Toy Panel, Masterclass Writing for Animation and Comics, Rodden Barry presents Woman of Concept Art for Film and TV, Design for Television and Film with 7 leading designers. Some of those who worked on the Avengers, Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Ant-Man, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Captain Marvel. So yeah, a lot of really cool people on that panel. And then the next panel we have is improving sci-fi storytelling through science accuracy. It's Morphin Time with Boom Studios. Lost Fans Unite with Jay and Jack. Out of Their Hands, graphic novelists bring their stories to life. And then after that, we have one of actually, you could say, our a big, and I would say probably the biggest like probably the biggest spotlight panel, in my opinion, is the Spotlight on Jim Lee panel. World-renowned comic book artist, writer, and publisher and chief creative officer of DC, Jim Lee talks about his 25 plus years in the comics industry and sketches your favorite characters live on the big screen. Watch the creative process firsthand to learn the tricks of the trade that brings DC characters to life. And that is again on Friday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in room 6DE. And then after that, we have the Walking Both Worlds with the Mando Mercs, which is a Mandalorian panel special. Animation Brain Trust, animation's most influential authors talk cartoons. And then this we have on Friday, which is probably, I would say, the biggest panel if you are a Marvel, Star Wars, and DC fan, and you are watching the channel, probably the biggest panel of the whole entire convention is in Hall H, which, round of applause, from on Friday from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. and is the Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is a video game, Symbiotic Relationships. So the games director, where were we? So in the panel, they discuss the upcoming PlayStation 5 game, get a behind the scenes look at the game's take on the Venom, and basically it's a panel on the Marvel Spider-Man 2 game. Sadly, the biggest panel at San Diego Comic-Con is not film or television, and it is a video game panel, which nothing against video games, but it is a video game panel. So, um, which is fine. But hey, at least we have something. And then after that, we do have a CW, not CW panel, but like a show that's having a CW panel, which is kind of rare considering this is the only one. It's kind of, I don't know, this is kind of weird in my opinion, but it's celebrating 1982 greatest geek year ever on the CW. A go behind the scenes of the greatest geek year ever, 1982, premiering this month on the CW with an exclusive in-depth look at the making of the series, spotlighting the incredible films of 1982. I would rather have like a Superman and Lois panel. I don't know. This is just kind of weird to me. I mean, it's a random. I, I don't know. Like even if they had panels on the CW, like you know how the CW's acquiring all those shows, like um for their fall schedule, like even ones on those, like this is like a documentary. Like it's weird that they're having a documentary panel, but it might be easier to do that. I'm not sure. So that's kind of weird to me, but we do have that. Okay. Next we have comics writing, what makes a great first issue, creating new universes from dream to launch, queer anti-heroes, from industry to indie, demo and Q&A, superheroes and not so super villains with Patton Oswalt and friends, from San Diego kids to Hollywood animators, masters of the universe, Revolution, a conversation with Kevin Smith and the cast, which this one's pretty cool because it says Kevin Smith hosts a roundtable discussion about He-Man and Skeletor's most epic battle yet, with the creators and the cast of Revolution featuring Chris Wood, who played Mon-El in Supergirl, Melissa Benoist, who played Supergirl, Griffin Newman and Tiffany Smith come for exclusive scenes and stay for an appearance by a special cast member. And we'll get back into that shortly. Um, but yeah. So before we finish here, let's look at some of these comments. Sorry. For your first review, which panel seems most interesting to you? Probably the Spider-Man panel. Superman Lois panel would be great. Yes, it would. I would not be surprised if they had a Superman and Lois panel at the New York Comic Con. That's the second biggest Comic Con convention. That would be more likely to me, but we just have to wait and see for that. Or have a panel on how the new CW destroyed the Arrowverse. Yes, I that made me laugh a little. That would be. I would watch that honestly. I would probably cover that too. If they had a panel on that, I would probably do a live stream covering that panel. Okay, so let's finish this. So, Publishers Weekly, Pans vs. Fans, what's the point of comics criticism? Designing the X-Men, a This Week in Marvel special event. Books to film tie-in and insider perspective. Comics journalism, looking at panels beyond the page. Star Trek Adventures. Um, let's see. Diversity in comics, creating India superheroes for the world. Focus on Kevin Eastman. How to become superhero fit, building your own superhero. Marvel and Proco teach the art of storytelling, turning a comic book into a franchise. I did not mean to do that. Masquerade 101, which is a panel that goes and talks about how to win. I don't even know. Basically, at San Diego Comic Con, they have a big masquerade for people who are cosplaying. And I don't know, isn't there like, I'm pretty sure there's like a winner of who's like the best, like, best cosplayer. And I guess that's a panel to kind of talk about how, um, like tips to win, which is pretty cool. My Hero Therapy, Heroes in Real Life, documentary filmmaking, the nonfiction new media how to, This is a fun one that we haven't had a highlighted one in a while. The official Power Rangers 30th anniversary celebration from 6:45 to 7:45 p.m. in room 6A. Come celebrate 30 amazing years of the Power Rangers with your favorite Ranger actors from across the decades, including Dwayne Cameron, um, Brennan, I'm not sure how to say that, Cameron Jebo, Patrick, Christopher, basically all these people who were in different Power Rangers are coming back for a celebration, which is pretty cool because like it's like different like people from that were from different films. Almost like if you had like a panel where like Tyler Hoechlin, yeah, from who played Superman the Arrowverse, and you had like another Superman actor coming together having a panel, something like that. Digital comics, digital creation, distribution, and marketing. Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost lawsuit. Hollywood science. Should psychological thrillers be considered science fiction? Lessons on playable video game presentations. The Independent Filmmakers Panel. The 26th Annual Comic Con Superhero Kung Fu Extravaganza. And then that's it for Thursday. I kept saying Friday. That's Thursday. That's the first day. We still have 3 more days. So, yeah, for a Comic Con with all this stuff going on with the writer's strike, there's still a lot. I mean, that's all just one day. But let's get on to Friday. So Friday, a golden age for women in comics, a look back at animated series from the 80s, the Awards Hall of Fame presentation, excuse me, familiar faces, um, lots of red. We have from 10 to 11, all of these three are from 10 a.m. to 11, and we have the official 50th Star Trek animated celebration, the Star Wars musical universe with Lucasfilm and EA Games, and a TV Academy bringing TV to life. So for the first one, the Star Trek animated celebration, the Star Trek brand team first look at Star Trek the animated celebration, a companion celebrating 50 years of the Star Trek the animated series, explore the latest in publishing, gaming, and beyond with a one-of-a-kind giveaway, exclusive sneak peeks, and special panelists. And now for the Star Wars musical universe with Lucasfilm and EA Games. This is hardly a more iconic musical landscape than what the Star Wars franchise has brought to the world. The panel will explore the creative forces that went into making the original music heard within the recent video game release of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, from the sweeping score to the infectious beats of the in-world songs. The game utilizes music on a whole new level. Panelists include co-composers Jordy and Steven, audio director at Respawn Entertainment, and other people. So yeah, pretty cool. And then finally, the third panel from 10 to 11 a.m. is the TV Academy bringing TV to life. The Academy of Television Arts and Sciences is an honorary organization beyond the iconic Emmy Awards. Moderated by Ryan, this panel features 6 TV Academy / producers per group filmmakers of your favorite TV shows as they discuss the creative challenges of bringing their projects to the screen. Featuring people from Lucifer, Star Wars, The Book of Boba Fett, and other shows, but those are just the 2 shows that I would cover on this channel. So yeah, pretty cool. And that is at the Omni Hotel, which I think it's a pretty big area. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's pretty big. And then we have another red one. We have from 10:30 to 11:30. So not from 10 to 11, but from 10:30 to 11:30. We have Spotlight on Todd McFarlane. I'm not sure how to say that. And this is room 6A, so one of the top 5 biggest rooms. So the Spawn and Venom creator, McFarlane Toys CEO and president of Image Comics, takes fans on behind the scenes looks at Spawn Mania. There also will be sneak peeks into future of upcoming toys, what's ahead for the Spawn universe, and all exciting developments on the horizon. So it looks like it's going more into the Spawn type of things, but just because it did mention and Venom creator, there may be some Marvel stuff in there. I'm not sure, so I decided to highlight it. And that is again from 10:30 to 11:30 in room 6A. And then we have another red one from 10:45 to 12:15 in ballroom 20, which is again the second biggest one, and is the 23rd annual animation show of shows. Ron Diamond presents the exclusive premiere of this annual collection of incredible animated shorts prior to its theatrical release to the general public. Diamond will moderate a post-screening audience Q&A with director Brett Parker and co-writer Pete Barma. The animation show of shows is a 501 not for profit that brings hand-picked selections of notable international animated shorts to the public at colleges and universities and at leading animation studios, media, game, and tech companies. And then after that, we have Is the Orville the Greatest Sci-Fi Show on Television? And then we have a Lucasfilm high-end Star Wars collectibles panel that talks about some Star Wars action figures. And then in the Indigo Ballroom, the third most popular or biggest San Diego Comic Con room from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. is the My Adventures with Superman panel. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman like you've never seen him before. Watch a new episode of Adult Swim's newest comedy adventure and join the heroic cast and crew of My Adventures with Superman as they discuss familiar friends and foes, plus what else you will see in season 1 and beyond. My Adventures with Superman is produced by Warner Brothers Animation. Okay, after that, we have a spotlight on Joe Duffy, woman, and then we have a woman of the Hollywood Art Department panel, and then we have our first Hall H panel for Friday. And that panel is a directors on directing panel. So, David, I'm not sure how to say that last name, who is the director of Deadpool 2, and I think also Deadpool 3, which is coming out. And then Gareth Edwards, who is the director of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. So a lot of cool people. Take part in a wide-ranging and in-depth discussion about the craft of directing and projects past, present, and future. The panel will also feature exclusive new footage from the creator and Haunted Mansion. All attendees will take home an exclusive comic book poster of the creator, moderated by Collider's editor-in-chief. So another thing too is it says directing and projects past, present, and future. And David, who's the director of Deadpool 2, and I'm pretty sure Deadpool 3, which is coming out in the future, there may be some stuff on Deadpool 3, which would be pretty cool. And I don't know, though, if I should cover that panel. I don't think I am, just because it's kind of rare. I think it would be really rare if something comes out on Deadpool 3. If it does, I do apologize. I will post it on my Twitter, though, if something does come out and I'm not live streaming. Speaking of that, feel free to go on, bring out your phone if you're watching on a computer, or if you're watching on a tablet or a TV. You can bring out your phone and you can go to your camera, go right up to that QR code in the middle of the screen, and then you can click that QR code and it will take you straight to my Twitter page. So be sure to do that if you would like. Okay. So next we have the McFarlane, Toys Multiverse. Spotlight on John Semper. Spotlight on Lee Weeks. Star Wars Memories. career paths into game development. And then this is a big one too. Dawn of DC. So this is the DC panel that talks about future DC comics, and I'm actually am a little sneak peek. I am covering this one in my live streams. So from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Again, this is Friday, in room 6DE. Dawn of DC, with epic new storylines, over 20 exciting new titles, superstar creative teams, and villains that have pushed the heroes beyond their limits in bold adventures. The Dawn of DC has been in full swing all year. Hear directly from some of these superstar writers and artists beyond their favorite stories, and yeah. And then the Hasbro Toys panel for Marvel. So you get to learn a little bit um, about brand new Marvel toys, which could be Funko Pops. Probably not, but no, it won't be Funko Pops because that's not Hasbro. But what is the Marvel Legends action figures, and basically what that is it's Marvel Studios, like what I cover, Marvel Studios, action figures of those characters. So like Monica Rambeau is an action figure from Marvel Legends. The toy line. So yeah, that's pretty cool. There's going to be a sneak peek of upcoming never before seen items. So yeah, super exciting. Masters of the Universe design panel and product reveals. And then from 1 to 2 p.m., they have the Lucasfilms publishing stories from a galaxy far, far away. From the days of the glorious High Republic to the age of the rebellion to rise of the First Order, some of Lucasfilms publishing's all-star authors um, discuss stories from throughout the entire Star Wars saga, offering publishing reveals, announcements, and sneak peeks for readers and fans of all ages. And then after that, we have the Drawing with Todd panel, which is a Marvel and DC comic book artist who worked on Spider-Man and Young Justice. IDW Publishing 2023 and beyond. And then we have part 2 of the Dawn of DC, which is the Dawn of DC Night Terrors panel, which is from 1:45 to 2:45 p.m. It's not all just a dream. The next chapter of Dawn of DC is here. A Night Terrors architect, Joshua Williams, is joined by Jeremy Adams, who worked on Night Terrors Green Lantern, Dennis Culver, who worked on Night Terrors Zatanna, and others to preview who haunts the dreams of DC superheroes and supervillains. And then from 2 to 3 p.m. is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which just came out this year. The art department, so they talk about the art of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. After that, from 2 to 3 p.m. is the Hasbro Star Wars panel. What I might do, which I actually am going to do, that's a good idea. 1 second. Let me write that down. Okay, sorry, I just had to write that down because that made me think of something. So just like the one for Marvel, just like the one for DC, you get to learn about Star Wars now. So yeah, pretty fun. From 2 to 3 p.m., they have a Rick and Morty 10th anniversary panel. I know some of you guys do watch that show, that watch my live streams, so pretty exciting. 10th anniversary, and plus you get a first look at the upcoming 7th season. So honestly, it's a good deal, I would say. And it's in the Indigo Ballroom, so the third biggest room at San Diego Comic-Con, which is honestly, it's pretty cool. Spotlight on J. Scott Campbell. Spotlight on Janae's, I'm not sure how to say that last name, I apologize. Marvel Heroes, Hulks, and Super Soldiers. A Star Wars trading card collecting panel, the Blurred panel, Your Origin Story, starting a comic book business, and then finally from 4 to 5 p.m. is a Hall H panel, and it's the Entertainment Weekly Brave Warriors. They may be fighters on screen, but that doesn't mean they're not lovers of the craft. A panel of actors discuss the thrill of playing iconic characters and the difference between their personas in real life and the highs and lows of their careers in Hollywood. And then we have two highlighted panels from 4 to 5 p.m. Both of them are from 4 to 5 p.m. And one of them is the Lego Masters Behind the Brick. Get a sneak peek at the exciting developments from around the world in the TV's greatest building competition, Lego Masters. Stacey Roy, who is the US season 3 winner, I should have said spoiler alert, I apologize, leads a panel of experts here to share tips, tricks, and secrets that explore topics from auditions to challenge development through series production and beyond, along with a deep dive into the wild world of Lego Masters across the planet, featuring Amy Corbett, Lego design lead slash brick master, Pete Donor, Lego Master Model Builder, Robert May, the Lego Executive Producer, Michael Herman, CVP Unscripted, Pip Wells, who is an Executive Producer, and Brent, someone, get ready to get your brick on. So that's if you don't know, that is the thing that they say in the show. That's like the slogan. If you did not know that. So, and that's what it says. If you cannot see, it says right there. It's just kind of weird. I don't know, but that's what they say, and that's what it said. So I read it. I don't choose what it says. It always makes me. I wonder who makes the descriptions for the panels. Like, I wonder if it's the same person's job who writes all of them, or if it's like whoever's like running the panel, like who's ever hosting the panel gets to choose what it writes. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, because they're all like really different. So I don't think it's the same person. Next, from 4 to 5, same time as the Star Wars past, present, and future. It sounds like it's going to be a really big panel because it says and future. Spoiler alert, it's not really. So the Star Wars past, present, and future. Some people from Darth Vader, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, Obi-Wan, Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, Star Wars Episode, I don't know how to read Roman numerals, Star Wars A New Hope, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Uprisings, other stuff, discuss favorite. Now, this is the disappointing part. So all those people from Star Wars, which pretty cool. It says Mandalorian, it says Star Wars Rebels, pretty exciting. But here's the next part. Discuss favorite moments, storylines, characters, droids, games, merchandise, and what worked and what didn't. It says nothing about the future. I don't know why it's called Star Wars Past, Present, Future. It's like probably the most clickbaity San Diego Comic-Con title that I've ever seen. It kind of made me sad because I was like, well, first of all, why? Because this is past, present, future. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but why is it in room 7AB? Like, that's like a small room. Like, it's not even one of the top fives. At least I would think it would be in like room like 6BCF, like the fourth one. But then I read it. I'm like, yeah, no, this is nothing. It should be called Star Wars Past, not even present. Like, they're not even talking about present stuff. It says discuss their favorite moments and what worked and what didn't. So you can't even really talk about present because you don't know if it worked because it's currently happening. It's in the present. So it should really be called Star Wars The Past. Kind of misleading, but it's fine. Marvel fanfare with that person. I don't want to say their name. Not even going to try. I apologize. Invincible 20th anniversary panel. Room 6 BCF, 4:30 to 5:30. I'm not going to read it because I'm kind of running out of time and I still have a bunch of days to go, and we're already 50 minutes in. So I'm just going to keep going. Unless it's really important, I'll read it, but I'm just going to keep going down. Adapting famous books and TV for comics, how to cope with grief through superheroes, the psychology and our love or hate of movie sequels. This one's actually kind of cool. It talks about movie sequels and like why they're not good as the first one. Pretty interesting, honestly. If I had nothing else going on, I would maybe even go to that. Star Wars fandom and the immersive frontier, Galaxy's Edge, Galactic Cruiser, and beyond. That talks about Star Wars games, not like Star Wars games, but like Star Wars like real life games, like rides that you can do at like Disney World and stuff. Um, from 5:30 to 6:30, they have a Marvel Snap panel, the art of Marvel Snap behind the scenes. If you don't know, Marvel Snap is a video game. It's like a card game, kind of like it's a card game, and you can kind of get the art of the cards, like who created the cards, all that stuff. It says this panel includes never before seen concept art and video footage, so pretty cool. Um, Rob Liefeld, Deadpool, Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld discusses his return to Marvel Comics with the new 5-issue series Deadpool and its successful sold out launch in June 2023. That actually seems like it would be a good panel. I'm not sure why I highlighted it, but yeah, it seems pretty cool. Marvel Multiverse role playing game live play with Glass Cannon Network. A conversation with the cast and creator of Prime Video's Invisible. If you guys don't know, that is a superhero. I think it's DC, maybe. I don't know. But basically, it's a panel. It's in room 6 BCF, one of those really big panels. Super exciting. Also, I apologize if I'm going super fast. It's just I'm kind of running out of time, so I kind of have to go fast. Jim Lee and Friends. This is a panel they have every single year as Jim Lee with some of other DC main people, and they discuss announcements and reveals. This is kind of like a big DC panel, I guess you could say, because it discusses the future of DC Comics too, um, or as well. And it is in room 6A, which is pretty big, which is exciting. I apologize. I had to drink some water. That was water, if you could hear what that noise was. The 501st Legion Star Wars Villainous Costuming, which talks about Boba Fett, Kylo Ren, basically how Star Wars makes their costumes. The Signs of Avatar, The Way of Water, a panel on Avatar, the series, which already has, I think, their 7th movie coming out in 2031. That is insane. People say that Marvel plans out their movies too much and then they have to cancel all of them and redo them. I, I mean, I don't know. They have up to 2027. That's not that. I mean, it is 2023. Okay, I guess that is a really far ways away. But 2031, I mean, that's in like 10 years. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, so yeah. Okay. The writer journeys, what happens now, the post-strike marketplace. That is a panel that's talking about the writer's strike. If I was going, I would probably just go to that just because it's like, I think like, I don't know. I thought I saw somewhere in that panel. Maybe I was dreaming, but I'm pretty sure it's something like they're giving, like, it's like kind of like like, I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Spider-Man Untangling the Spider-Verse. Um, this is really cool. This panel, I would go to. It basically talks about all the different Spider-Men, I guess would be proper grammar, and specifically from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse or whatever it was called. So that's pretty cool. Q&A writing workshop with this this person who worked on Marvel, Michael. They're having a Star Wars Andor, making a rebel, making a rebellion. The Star Wars series Andor speaks powerfully to today's audience about fighting, examining the first season of Disney Plus series. Okay, yeah. So basically, it's like a behind the scenes look at Star Wars Andor. The Arkham Asylum Files, Unleashing Gotham City, the Hillywood show presentation. I don't know. I'm not going to ask. How to make video games and designs more inclusive and accessible. super smart superheroes and supervillains, among the others, alternate universe, from concept to reality, a creative journey into Unreal Engine and Blender 3D. And then from 8 to 9 p.m. in room 6DE, they're having a new Rock Stars, which is a YouTube channel, a pretty big YouTube channel too. Um, they have 4 million plus subscribers, and they will be joined by coworkers, friends, and one enemy to discuss what the nerd and internet cares about right now, which is MCU, Star Wars, DC, and more. So literally, like this is what like that this is like what I do. Like literally what I do. Discusses the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars, and DC. So yeah, pretty cool. Star Wars Trivia Challenge strikes back. Comic Industry Awards. They also have from 9 to 11. I don't, if I was going to San Diego Comic Con, I would probably not stay up till 11 o'clock at night. But you know what? From 9 to 11 in Ballroom 20, which is the second biggest San Diego Comic Con room, they have a Justice League War World early screening. So be one of the first fans to see the Warner Brothers Animations all new feature length film Justice League War World at this world premiere screening. I don't think I can say that because I don't want to get in trouble, but in this film, you can see it has a rating. That's all I can say. It has, you know how like movies have ratings, like if it's like PG stuff like that, it has a rating. But if I say what the rating is, I'm making trouble, so I'm not going to say what the rating is. But in that film, DC's Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman find themselves in mysterious lands, circumstances with no memory of how they arrived there and only vague recollections of their true selves. In addition to the screening, filmmakers and key cast members will hold a panel discussion and audience Q&A. Produced by Warner Brothers Animation, Justice League World will be available to own on digital 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray on July 25th. So pretty cool. And then from 10 to 11, they have a This Is Not an Invisible Season 2 special screening. It would be really funny if it wasn't. Like, what if you went there? Like, I would be okay. And I think it's funny too because it's so late at night. Like, what if, like, you woke up for this panel, you went to the panel, and it's room 6A too, which is like the one of the big rooms. So, like, you go to this panel, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, this panel is not, like, it's not a panel. Like, this was just all a joke. Because we said it's not a seat. Like, that would be really funny. It would probably make a lot of people mad. Like, I am 99% sure it is a season 2 special screen. They sometimes do that, just random titles like that. But it would be really funny if it wasn't, I think. So, but I mean, I don't know. Some people maybe would be really mad. Okay, so now we have two more days. That was all Friday. Now let's get into Saturday. From 10 to 11, intro to TV writing from the first draft to getting staffed. The moderator is from Arrow. There's some people. There's the Keto Shimizu from Legends of Tomorrow. She's the showrunner. Derek Simons is from Supergirl. So yeah, some Arrowverse people are there, and they're discussing navigating the TV spec terrain, including beginner mistakes, what they look for in a writer, and what it takes for you to write a spec that will stand above the crowd. Okay, and then they have the Star Wars trivia game panel. Inside the writers' room, building a better future for writers. Snoopy lives it up on Apple TV. Futurama, celebrating 100 years of Disney with Disney Bound. And then they have from 11 a.m. to noon, they have a Legendary Entertainment Hall H panel, which, if you are unsure, Legendary Entertainment, I looked this up. Legendary Entertainment film was produced. So Legendary Entertainment came out with The Man of Steel, Godzilla versus Kong, Batman Begins. Basically, Legendary Entertainment's pretty big, and they're having a panel in Hall H from 11 a.m. to noon. I will most likely be covering that. No, I think I am covering that because I already have my live streaming schedule over. Or completed. I'm just gonna share it with you guys. So yeah, super exciting. And then that's again from 11 to noon in Hall H. And then we have the Space Command Epic Adventures. We have a spotlight on Becky Cloonan. Let's see. Uh, TMNT, the next evolution of Turtle Mania. And then this is a pretty big panel, which I don't know why it's not in like at least room 6A. Because again, if you guys forgot, the order is Hall H is the biggest, then Ballroom 20, then Indigo Ballroom, then room 6BCF, and then finally it's room 6A are the top five. It's not in any of those, which is kind of weird because it's pretty big. From 11 a.m. to noon is the upcoming video games to be excited for. So we're getting a look at video games from that will be coming the next year or two. They focus on standout with promising titles, including licensed titles from popular comic, movie, and television franchises such as Alien, Indiana Jones, Avatar, Star Trek, Star Wars, and more. I would assume probably Marvel and DC, but I don't know, pretty cool panel. Heel Season 2 preview. This is in the Indigo Ballroom. I just decided to include it because Stephen Amell is one of the main characters in it, I'm pretty sure, and Stephen Amell was Arrow, so pretty exciting. There is also a panel, but I'll tell you guys my theory when we get there. Fortune and Glory visualizing Indiana Jones 5, the Smurfs 65th anniversary panel, the American Dad panel, the Critical Entertainment Showcase panel, Gala Film, Ghosts of Ruin, and Abbott Elementary, Class in Session, First Look at Orphan Black, Echoes, The World of Metropolis, which is a Superman panel, Water, Earth, Fire, Air, continuing the Avatar legacy, writing and publishing, graphic novels, X-Men the Animated Series 31st anniversary. Family Guy is having a panel. The official Aspen Comics panel 2023. And then here we go. We got some more big ones. So in Hall H from 1:30 to 3 is the Star Trek Universe panel. The fan favorite Star Trek Universe panel returns to Comic-Con, featuring exclusive content from Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Lower Decks, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Then for 1:45 to 2:30 in Ballroom 20 is the TV Guide Magazine's Fan Favorites 2023. It's the ultimate fandom mashup. The official magazines of television brings together stars from some of your genre TV favorites for a lively hangout that's always a hoot. From personal tales of fan encounters and backstage antics to their own TV obsessions and an expanded audience Q&A, this has been the must-see event of Comic-Con over a decade. I just saw the comment come in. Is Hall H the largest conference room? Yes. Hall H has... Let me actually look this up. One second. So, this is not what I wanted to look up. Why can't I find this? There's this thing that came out, but for some reason I can't find it, and I apologize if you hear me clicking or typing. It's just I can't find it. It's a room. As room. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Okay. So Hall H has 6,500 people. Ballroom 20 has 4,800. The Indigo Ballroom has 2,660. Room 6 BCF has 2,160. And then room 6A has 1,040. So those are the top 5 rooms that have 1,000 capacity or higher. And then the lowest room, which is even crazy to think that this is the lowest room, is room 14A, which has 230, which is like that's not even like 230, that's not that bad. Like that's still a lot of people, and that's their smallest room, which is crazy to think about. Um and then we also have a spotlight on Joe Quesada. Um he worked on Marvel, so I've decided to highlight it. His panels from 1:45 to 2:45 p.m. They also are having a NBC's Quantum Leap panel. Fans assemble the Avengers Initiative Marvel Costume Group. That's just talking about Marvel costumes. Gala Games, Last Expedition. Spike and Mike's All Ages Festival of Animation. And then they have a engineering superhero technology panel. And this is, wow, we got a lot here. Okay. So from 3 to 4 p.m., we have the Marvel Next Big Thing. So this is the big Marvel panel where they announce upcoming comic books. So this is the literally the first sentence. This is the place to be for announcements about the future of the Marvel Universe. Spider-Man's never had it easy, but what's coming for him next will shake the wall crawler to his core. Plus, things are heating up for Guardians of the Galaxy, and just what is happening in Jonathan Hickman's all new Ultimate Universe. On hand to discuss all this and more is the editor in chief and other people. Attendees will receive an exclusive giveaway. And then that's from 3 to 4. And then again from 3 to 4 at the same time is the writing across film slash TV games and comics. Film writer slash director Duncan Jones, game designer Cliff Blensky, and TV writer Mark Burden discusses the differences between writing for the screen slash this Steam and writing comic books. And yeah, so that's what I didn't know that was a. All right, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. And then from 3:15 to 4:15 is the Entertainment Weekly's Bold School, which is in Hall H. And EW's Bold School series, power players in the entertainment industry, share life lessons, how they found their voice, and how to pay it forward. I feel bad. Okay, I'm just, this one, that's basically what this panel is about. I feel bad for Hall H this year. There's really only 2 panels for Hall H, and it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles panel and the Legendary Entertainment panel. Like, this is not a panel. Like, where people in the entertainment industry share life lessons. Like, that's not a Hall H panel. Like, it's just as sad because it's like, I mean, at least I don't know. It's just, yeah. I mean, meh. Dave McKean from DC to AI. I don't know. I don't know why I highlighted this. Basically, it's this person who wrote a comic book essay that's called Conversations with an AI, and he used to work on DC. I thought it was kind of interesting that he wrote a whole book about a conversation with an AI. Yeah, I don't know. Anne Rice's interview with the Vampires, season 2. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the art department. So just like what they did for Guardians of the Galaxy, but they're not doing it for they're now doing it for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Critical Role, Fireside Chat, and Cast Q&A. And then this is a big one. From 5:15 to 6:15 in room 6 BCF, which again holds 2,100 people, will be the Star Wars Outlaws panel, Becoming the Galaxy's Most Wanted, brought to you by Lucasfilm game Star Wars Outlaws follows the high stakes life of Rookie, and yeah, so it's yeah. These people share more about the galaxy of opportunity that awaits you in Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, pretty exciting. I'm going to be covering that panel too. I'm excited for that. 5:30 to 6:30, developing TV/film for streamers. There's some people from The Office in there. Um, yeah, I don't know really why I think I highlighted this one just because it's room 6A, which is a big room. Star Trek: The Art of Neville page. The psychology of heroes versus villains. Um, do you prefer the hero or the villain? Where's the line between hero, anti-hero, and villain? Consider how Lex Luthor can manipulate the world to be against Superman, Deadpool, or can crack a joke while having a room full of armed men. Basically, it's talking about how heroes like think and how villains think. So I don't know. It seems pretty interesting. This one's an interesting one too, and this is where I'm going to give kind of some of my theories out. So from 6 to 7 p.m. in room 23 ABC is the science of the Arrowverse. As the Flash TV series races to its finish line, revisit the Arrowverse from its beginning in Arrow through Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Superman, Lois, and more, with an exploration of the science fiction, and fantasy behind these great stories. How do writers and showrunners address super speed, super strength, time travel, psychological science, and how a hero can fly? Should we make it all up, look up the real science, and find a creative mix somewhere in between? Dr. Travis Lange, Batman and the Psychology, Spider-Man Psychology, asks a panel of experts how and if any of it might work. So Jonathan Butler's is coming from The Flash, Derek Hughes is coming from Arrow, Christy, not sure how to say that, is coming from Superman and Lois, Ray is coming from Legends, and this other person that is not from an Arrowverse show. And maybe a surprise guest or two. So this is where my theories come in. So assuming they're gonna have two guests, I would assume it's Arrowverse guests. Now, there's two Arrowverse people, like big Arrowverse people that are at the Comic Con. Melissa Benoist is at San Diego Comic Con for her and Chris Wood's show or whatever. And Stephen Amell is at Comic Con for his Heels movie, show, whatever. So I'm thinking, because they're already there, they may have Melissa Benoist and Stephen Amell in this panel, which I think would be pretty cool. I would probably watch it just because they don't have any other Arrowverse panels. I mean, it's only for an hour. I would watch it just because, I really like the Arrowverse. The FX of Doctor Who, You Can Do This. Babylon 5, The Road Home. Boldly Go, The Psychology of Star Trek Picard. This is a funny title. Lawyer Mania, Guardians of the Law. It's time to string down complex legal issues from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania with lawyers and judges. What was the legal justification for the Council of Kanes to sentence Kane the Conqueror to the quantum realm? Did Kane and Janet Van Dyne have an enforceable contract to repair Kane's ship? Was there a deed of title for the sale of Nowhere? Is building a city in the corpse of... yeah, so I don't know. Basically, it says, join our team of legal heroes for their analysis of the latest films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, featuring Judge, and then it actually has real judges. I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be funny to watch. Like, it seems like it would be like a funny... Because, like, I always think, like, movies are always, like, how could they have movies do some stuff? And, like, how does, like, movies get away with it? So it's kind of funny that they're talking, like, hey, this would be illegal. I probably should have said illegal on YouTube, because YouTube sometimes gets a little mad. But it's okay. Maybe it's fine. I hope it's fine. If something happens to a live stream, then I'll live stream again, or just go to my Twitter, Speaking of my Twitter, I will keep you updated if something happens and the live stream gets whatever taken off. Speaking of Twitter, feel free to bring out your phone and scan that QR code and it will take you straight to my Twitter page where you can follow and you can get notified of any updates. There you go. Okay. Making a living in pop culture, science of Spider-Man, battle brackets, best Pixar characters, multiverse of Marvel, Secret Invasion, Across the Spider-Verse, and Loki 2. Um, I'm really running out of time, but yeah, I already have another idea of what I'm gonna do. So I was gonna do two more things. I won't have time. I will do another live stream sometime this week, doing those two more things I was gonna do. So don't worry. This is This is like we're only gonna go over the schedule, and then I'll do another live stream later. But just because I don't want to keep it's really important that I kind of read some of these. So don't worry. I'm just gonna get through this. I think we only have like one more day left, and then we'll be good. So, Multiverse of Marvel, Secret Invasion, Across the Spider-Verse, and Loki 2. Feeling stuck in a time loop, comparing yourself against a version of you that you wish you could be. Come make sense of your own multiverse with a team of mental health professionals. Um, discuss the psychology of the spider people, Skrulls, Kane, and other variants. Learn how to fight imposter syndrome, develop your yeah. So it basically, yeah, I don't know. It's talking about it's like mental health type things. Also, I just saw this. It says come and cosplay and stay until the end for a TVA lineup group photo and a chance to win the variant costume competition prize. So, if you are cosplaying, be sure to go to this panel because you may get a chance to win a variant costume. So yeah, pretty cool. Trivia for the rest of us, just kind of general trivia. Superheroes, video games, monsters, princesses, Stanley, and more. So, just if you like trivia of, I mean, if you're going to San Diego Comic Con, you're obviously going for a reason. There will be something for you in that trivia panel, and that is from 8 to 9 p.m. And then to end off Saturday from 8:30 to 10:30, um, they have the 2023 Comic Con International Masquerade. At the same exact time, they have a simulcast. I'm not sure how to say that, but basically, if you aren't able to get into Ballroom 20 and tickets are full, then be sure you can go to room 6A and you can watch it's like live streaming and you can watch it live streamed in that room. And also if you miss that and that's full on Sunday, they have a rerun of it. So there you have like 3 chances to watch it. You should be good. So the Ballroom 20 stage becomes a celebration of costuming with a cosplay competition of impressive recreated and original design costumes created by our talented attendees. Not a dance or party, it's a show on stage with trophies, cash prizes, and other awards. Doors open for audience seating at 8 p.m., but picking up a free ticket early will save you some line waiting later. Free tickets are given out at 12 noon Saturday near Ballroom 20 and also the Masquerade desk after 3 p.m. Those without tickets are welcome if seating is available. The master and mistress of ceremonies will be the writer/artist Phil and Kaya, with special live intermission entertainment from the Corpse Dance Crew and the Saber Guild Star Wars Performance Group. And that's going to end off Saturday. And now we are on sadly, our last day of Comic Con, which is Sunday. So Sunday starts off with the Emily the Strange panel experience, Sonic the Hedgehog speeding to the 900th adventure, a Jack Kirby tribute panel who worked with Stan Lee, San Diego International's Children Film Festival, which is it's kind of like it's been a tradition. Every all day Sundays, you can see it's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The San Diego International Children's Film Festival features creative, exciting, and imaginative short films from around the world, animation, live action, and documentary. Good for all ages. Throughout the day, animators and filmmakers will talk about their work, how kids can make their own films, and careers in animation and filmmaking. So basically, if you're bringing a child to San Diego Comic Con and they're like, "What are we doing?" That would be a good panel to take them to. They make it. I heard they make it really entertaining for kids. Okay, then they have a Miraculous Ladybug and ZAG animation. They have a Woman of Marvel panel. From screen to tabletop, adapting the world's biggest IPs into board games, lights before the camera in action, and then from 11:15 to 12:15, they have a DC Books for Young Readers panel. DC showcases some of the creators behind the publishers, popular middle grade and young adult graphic novels with announcements about titles arriving soon. Speaking of that, one second. Okay. Yeah, so pretty cool. So DC Books, like kid DC Books, they're having a panel for that with announcements about new ones. So yeah, pretty cool. Dynamite Entertainment Disney titles 2023 with all new tales. Yeah, so pretty cool. From we have Batman panel, Sesame Street special premiere, Geek Ed The Marvels, and this panel is from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and is the Marvels panel. Um, Recent years have seen an increase in female-led genre properties like Black Panther: Wakanda Forever and Miss Marvel. Here on Earth Prime, I've never heard. Well, I know Earth Prime, they use that term in the Arrowverse, but I've never heard the term Earth Prime in Marvel before. Huh. Here on Earth Prime, women are leading the way in a different but related fashion, coming a powerhouse crew of college leadership who are also women of color, and see how they have been inspired, frustrated, and driven by the portrayal's power and genre fiction versus a reality own institution. Okay, we should be back. Are we good? I lost connection for a second. Type in chat if we're doing okay. Think we should be good. It seems like everything's good. Okay, so we're gonna continue. It just said I lost connection for a second. So from 12 to 1 is the Rogues Gallery, my favorite villain. Everyone has their favorite superhero, but who is your favorite villain? And with the rise of anti-heroes, what even makes them a villain? Can you root for a rogue the way you would a hero? Find out what Michael Conrad, blah blah. Think about villains and who ranks among their favorites. So basically, they're ranking who their favorite villain is. Then they have a Star Trek Picard backstage and behind the cracks, a Ultraverse 30th anniversary celebration, spotlight on J. Michael. Um, One second, let me see. Spotlight on J. Michael. I'm not sure to say the last name. After a 4 years absence, this person is returning to Comic Con. They've worked on Captain America, audio dramas, novels, and more. And for anybody wondering, we're gonna end at 8:30, so we'll have an hour and 30-minute live stream, and then yeah, at 8:30 we'll be ending. And then we have a Marvel in Museums, a look inside the Blockbuster exhibition. In 2018, yeah, so basically talking about different Marvel events you can do. X-Men fandom panel, Geek Ed lessons from the snap. Much like Banner merging his intelligence with the Hulk's strength, many higher education professionals had to change the way they approach working with students and colleagues as they return to campus after the pandemic. Panelists discuss how they found new ways of working and drew inspiration from parallels from their heroes. And then after that, there is a how to use your voice in games, films, TV, and tech, a career chat panel. They have a pitching film, television, animation. Pitching is a critical skill for a career in screen or television writing. Um, Panelists will discuss pitching original ideas as well as pitching to win assignments for movies and television. They'll dive into how to identify what's unique and marketable about your concept, how to construct a compelling pitch, and how to present it effectively. And then we have a science of superpowers, radiation and mutation, aliens oh my, selling Superman, the story behind the upcoming feature. And then, just like I said, they do have on Sunday from 2:30 to 5 p.m. if you cannot make it to the Comic Con Masquerade, or if the Comic Con Masquerade was too late for you because it was going from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. They do have the Comic Con Masquerade replay. Um, Another thing to mention too, I try to see what time zone these times are in. Either they're in PST, because that's what San Diego's time is, PST, or I can't tell if it automatically converts to your time zone. So, or it will be EST because I am an EST. So I don't know. So either it will be either it's EST or PST. Sorry. If I know and when I know, I'm gonna try really hard to find out. I will let all of you guys know in my next live stream. Um, that's it. So lots of panels for kind of being a small year. We do have a lot of panels. So um, this panel, so this link here, let me show you. I will put this in the link. Okay. So basically, there we go. What I was gonna do, and we're kind of changing because I didn't realize how long that was gonna be. We were gonna go over booths and signings, and then my personal live stream schedule. We're not gonna do that anymore. Instead, what we're gonna do is we are going to do, um, we're gonna do it another day. So technically, next week is San Diego Comic Con because it's Sunday. We have, not counting today, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. We have 10 days until San Diego Comic Con. We will go back live. Probably next Sunday because a lot of people, and I think that actually works perfect because a lot of companies, like around that time, like which will be July 16th, release their personal booth schedules. Like obviously like Marvel has a booth, but they release their schedule for their booth. So like maybe they have a giveaway or maybe they have like an interview with someone, like stuff like that. And normally they do that the Sunday of like the beginning of the week of Comic Con, which would be that day. So I will be live again next week on July 16th, probably at this time. This is pretty good time at 7 p.m. So I'll be live again July 16th at 7 p.m. and we will be going over the autograph signing schedules, the San Diego Comic Con booths, the booth map so you can kind of see where all the booths are. And then I will also be going over the personal live stream schedule so you guys can see what panels I'm covering live or what panels I'm maybe not covering live, but I'm still covering. So you can see all of that. We do have about 2 minutes. This is actually perfect timing because it's going to be exactly an hour and 30 minutes. But just because I do have about 2 minutes left, does anybody have any questions about the San Diego Comic-Con schedule? Be sure you can ask a question. I'll answer. Again, I did earlier in the live stream, we did have a question about what was my most anticipated and exciting panel. Probably the Spider-Man panel with like the new video game and Star Wars Outlaws. I do have to say I'm really like video games are really lucky this year. As you can probably tell, there's a lot more video game panels just because of the writer strike and actor strike and all that stuff. So thankfully, video games are kind of taking that high road, and there is a lot more uh, video game panels, which I'm excited for. So I'm probably excited for those two. I'm excited for the um, Lucasfilm Publishing panel, probably the Legendary Entertainment. That would be good because like Legendary Entertainment has a lot of stuff. Yeah. So again, this Comic Con schedule, everyone expected to be kind of on the down low just because of everything going on. But I think for how they had to do it and schedule everything, I think they did a pretty good job. With that being said, that is going to be it for today. I hope all of you guys had a fantastic day. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to not miss next Sunday when I go live again for the booths and autograph signings. I will see all of you guys. Be sure to go to my Twitter in the description down below, and good.